Hi friends, I don't really have an intro today, so let's just talk about Darkest Day Draft League. So this league is pretty interesting because one is a league playing in Generation 8. This is the first time I've ever played in a non-current generation, and for a lot of us, this is the first time we have ever played Gen 8, period. So this is gonna be an interesting experience. We also have 12 players and divided ourselves between two conferences. Basically, like between 6 of us per conference. We'll be playing for 5 weeks, and the top 4 of each conference will then form a top 8 playoffs, which is very different from what we usually do. So this is gonna be interesting. But of course, this video is here to just talk about the teams, baby. Let's waste no time and start talking about the roster themselves. But as you can see, there are like 12 fucking teams. Talking about them one by one, I think wouldn't be as interesting as having like some kind of gimmicks, right? And I think in this video, I'm just going to be talking about the teams one by one in terms of how I personally rank them, okay? So, this league, right? I got some opinions, some pretty, like evidently some pretty hot takes, because this is the first time, like, okay, so one thing that you need to know about our server is that we usually will do power rankings, right? So the players and other people will just look at the teams and power rank between ourselves, which is just really fun, right? And this is the first time I've been so fucking wrong. Like the team I ranked highly are like at the bottom of the barrel. The team that I rank low are like really high up. It's really funny. So, at the risk of getting myself fucking put on at the risk of myself being put on a stake for my shit opinions, I'm just going to try to explain why I rank teams the way I did, okay? So I'm going to be ranking teams based on 4 different categories: fundamentals, power, versatility, and team synergy. Each will give a maximum of 2.5 points. The higher the amount of points you have out of 10, the higher you stand. And like there will be a lot of teams that have the same point total. Like for example, there will be like 4 teams who have 8 points. I will explain why I rank certain and those specifically in that order, but yeah, that's something that future me will deal with. So like right now, let's just talk about the 4 categories that I rank by real quick. First of all is fundamentals. Fundamentals are stuff like speed control in Tailwind and Trick Room, fake out, rage powder, follow me, like stuff that your team just, likes, right? Like any team enjoys speed control. All teams enjoy having fake out or intimidate or like rage powder redirection, stuff like that, right? Like it is just fundamentally useful. And this is, I think, the most important factor here, because like this is VGC. Having these tools just naturally makes you have a better chance against any matchup. Even if you theoretically have a bad matchup, having like access to like redirection or speed control just gives you an out, basically. It gives you a way to outplay the opponent, which is really nice. Next up is power. Power is specifically threat level, not speed, not bulk, not sustainability, but threat level. And the reason for this is simply because of the way Pokemon is, designed, right? Pokemon is a game where you win through taking KOs. If you take 4 KOs, you win. If you take KOs before the opponent, you have an advantage. That's just how it is. And like, if you take a KO before the opponent can move, like you literally get more turns. The opponent loses their turn because that Pokemon fainted, they cannot move anymore. So you get turn advantage. And in a meta like VGC, in VGC, the game is just generally more aggressive. There's less turns. So having like turn advantage is just so huge, right? And also it reduces variance because games are shorter, so the chance of you tilting, making misplay, and also RNG screwing you over is just a lot less. And like fundamentally, between a team that is more powerful, more just more threatening against a team that's weaker, right? So in 3 different scenarios, for example, let's say the weaker team makes the neutral play like, right, they don't hard read, they don't make anything, and they don't do anything wrong, then the stronger team still makes more progress, meaning that they are closer to winning than the weaker team. And if they make the wrong play, they're just left in the dust. The chances are the weaker team will just lose right then and there because they just are left behind so much. They lost so much momentum. And the only way for a weaker team to basically overtake a stronger team is through making correct plays, getting hard reads, predicting correctly, and that's not always gonna happen. So just naturally having power just gives you a lot of innate advantage simply because of the way Pokemon is designed, right? And so this is kind of arbitrary, the way I, determines whether a team gets 2.0 or 1.5 or 2.5, stuff like that. We will talk about it when we get to the team, okay? Let's just move on to versatility. Versatility is just a number of viable overarching game plans that your team has access to. For example, it could be Tailwind, Trick Room, Tail Room. It could be a weather-centric strategy, terrain-centric strategy. It could be setup. It could be screens. It could be Protect the King. Or it could be something like weird, like Perish Trap or Baton Pass, right? Having versatility is great in draft because it creates like opportunities for the opponent to make the wrong call. Because by having versatility, the game starts from team building. The game starts from team preview, right? Looking at your team, the opponent has to decide what they're gonna bring. And they, of course, naturally, they want to bring stuff that can deal with the strategy they think you're bringing, right? And if they simply don't include them in team building, they are at a massive disadvantage because now you have a strategy and they don't have a counter. And if they even if they do bring a counter, right, you can just switch strategy. You can just not use the strategy that you are being countered at and just use another one. That is the power of versatility. It creates the opportunity for the opponent to misplay right before the game even starts, which is really good. And finally, this is the most arbitrary one, synergy. So admittedly, this is very just, personal opinion. Like we got teams for example, in the ESDL, I ranked Sen's team as my worst team simply because there's no synergy, because it's just so boring, man. Like we're here to look at Pokemon fucking work together, do really funny shit, and synergy is just such a cool part of Pokemon. I really, really like it. And also, it's not just my personal bias, okay? Because synergy allows Pokemons to be better than the sum of their parts. Generally, Pokemon will be ranked just based on how good they are as an individual, right? For example, something like Charizard is ranked 20 because it deserves that 20 point, and something like Rillaboom is at 19 because it deserves that 19 points. But having a partner that really synergizes with that, for example, a Burnmon with Rillaboom, right, just raises their ceiling even higher and makes them worth even more than the points that you spent on them, right? Which is why synergy is another important factor. So with all of that out of the way, let's finally fucking talk about the team. How about that? And let's start with the worst team, in my opinion, of this league, and it's not even that bad. I think this is the most one-dimensional. I don't even want to say one-dimensional. I would say it's kinda obvious what they want to do. Let's just talk about them real quick. Frogo team at 7 points. So, let's look at Frogo's team real quick. There it is. And boom. So for those in the know, you might notice that we got Dracovish here, who is infamous for being the most brain-dead Pokemon ever, but also Darmanitan. Probably even more brain dead because it literally has the ability Gorilla Tactics, which is basically just the Choice Band as an ability. So you can put 2 Choice Band on this, and because it's multiplicative, it's gonna boost a lot more than you think. And same with Dracovish, this thing with Strong Jaw, Moving Furs, Rain, just multiplicatively deals so much damage. And Rillaboom. Remember, for those who play Gen 9, remember this is Rillaboom. with a 70 base power Grassy Glide. This thing in grassy terrain has a stab move that is stronger than fucking extreme speed most of the time. This Pokemon is ridiculous. These three are ridiculous, and this team has a lot of different ways to enable these guys. So, obvious one out of the way, Clefairy. Clefairy with Friend Guard and Follow Me protects the team really well, but also, ow. I knocked my mic off, damn. But also, because it's super slow, right? You can make this thing run after you as an anti-trick room tool. After you basically is a move that makes the targeted Pokemon move directly after the user. So Clefairy can use after you onto, let's say, the Dracovish, right? The Dracovish is not that slow, it will move probably last in Trick Room, but with after you, because Clefairy is super fucking slow, Dracovish will move immediately, making it faster than probably both the other Pokemon and be able to attack first in Trick Room, which is very good. Very nice. We also got a myriad of speed control for, like tools here. For example, Raichu with Electro Web, and also just have stuff like Fake Out and Encore, which is really annoying. Really good Pokemon for disruption here. And Ribombee. Ribombee is interesting because it provides this team with one of the few, I would say, like alternate win conditions through Quiver Dance Ribombee, but also it has weird speed control tools as well. It doesn't get Tailwind, by the way, but it does get Speed Swap. It does get Sticky Web. It, I think, gets String Shot as well. I'm not sure, but like, yeah, this thing is good. This is a good Pokemon, right? Sweet Veil is also really nice. You are immune to sleep, which is good. Shield does as well, immune to Fake Out, so you can't really even stop it. Really good Pokemon for 7 points. And also Passimian. So Passimian is really funny on this team because it has Defiant, which of course deters Intimidate Pokemon from like weakening these guys. And also the ability Receiver, which basically lets this thing copy the ability of a fainted partner. So this thing can basically just copy Darmanitan's Gorilla Tactics or Rillaboom's Grassy Surge to like reactivate it, as well as something like, let's say, Clefairy's Friend Guard. Like, this is pretty good. This Pokemon is really interesting onto this team. Really nice. Then the rest of these guys are just kinda there. I don't really know what they're doing here. So the reason why I rank this team as 7, right, is because fundamentally this team only has Trick Room, Redirection, Fake Out. That's not bad, but it's not like great either. So 1.5. Power is obviously 2.5. This is probably the most immediately explosive team ever. A lot of these Pokemon are just self-sustainable. If they are on the field, they fucking wreck shit up, right? There's not really much that you can do about like some of these combinations. You probably just lose. Versatility wise, yeah, this team has a bit of versatility because it does have like a Trick Room mode. Does it? I don't think so. Okay, it doesn't. It really doesn't. But it has anti-Trick Room in Starmie in Prison, I guess. Like, versatility comes from the fact that its speed control options are just so varied, and like Clefairy allows this team to play in Trick Room decently. This thing can become a sweeper in and of itself, so there's versatility there. And also synergy is also pretty nice, as I said, with Passimian and fucking Gorillas, right? But overall, what this team is very strong, is quite unpredictable in its approach, but the end goal is still pretty obviously just wrecking shit up with a physical attacker, and maybe if you really want to deviate, you endgame with Ribombee or some of these guys, right? Like, it's hard to say any teams are weak, right? And this team is certainly not weak, but I feel like this is very, like, not even hard to pilot. It's just kinda obvious. I like this team a lot. I like how ballsy Frogo is going here. Like, Frogo really went with the Michael Kell stall team that I fucking hate and just went ball with this, which I love, okay? But based on my own criterias, I cannot rank it that much higher. So 7 is my jurisdiction here. And let's move on to the 11th ranked team. This is gonna get me. This is, oh my god. I have never had opinions so opposite of everyone else, because everyone basically ranked this team really highly as well. And I think it makes sense because this team has so much fundamentals going for it. It's so consistent. It feels like it doesn't really have any weaknesses, but I personally do not see any like hidden strength in it as well. At number 11, we got Sena's team. Damn it. Like, I really hate to fucking screw over Sena here, but I think this team is a little bit lacking in the sauce. Like, I just don't personally see it, okay? So let's look at this. Okay, I know what you're looking at here. I know what you're seeing. We got Sylveon, Asia/Hydreigon. What the fuck do you mean this team doesn't have the sauce? But I want to remind you that this is the Dynamax meta, and these guys are pretty good Pokemon, but they are not really known to be Dynamax Pokemon. At least I have not seen them being discussed as Dynamax Pokemon, right? They are a good Pokemon, they're a good trio, but like in this meta specifically, I don't really see them as anything special. Like, they are good because they are good Pokemon with good typing synergies. That's it. And Melodic doesn't really have synergy with a lot of these guys because competitive doesn't really stop Intimidate, because there's nothing that to intimidate here. Same with Manamar, there's nothing to debuff Manamar consistently, right? Like, this team kinda has everything, but kinda half-ass, right? So let's look at this here. I got the team here. Okay. So, as you can see, the typing is pretty good, overall pretty nice, it's just missing a few. Speed here is actually quite constrained because the fastest Pokemon is below 98, so that's pretty bad. It's not bad in Trick Room, but you know, the only Pokemon setting up Trick Room here is Malamar, which is not the most consistent, right? And the same thing with Tailwind, the only Tailwind setter is fucking Butterfree, which is like, I don't know, man. It doesn't even have Shield Dust, so it's not even immune to Fake Out. Like, this team has a lot of tools, a lot of things going for it, but like, it feels kinda, you know, separated, right? There's not really that much synergy here. How would I say it? It feels like a lot of these guys work together professionally, but when lunchtime comes, they just go to their own little corners, their own little table, and just eat themselves, right? They don't really seem like friends, if that makes sense. No Pokemon to click Earthquake next to Hydreigon and Butterfree is kind of a missed opportunity. No like fighting type, no physical Pokemon to really benefit from competitive from Melodic. Like, yeah, competitive is still very good in a Dynamax format, but it could have benefited more, you know? I might be missing something here, but I personally don't really love this team, right? This team has all the fundamentals, which is why I ranked it higher than Frogo, but I don't like it as much. Fundamentals 2.5, it has basically everything. Power is 1.5 because like the nuking ability of Aegis Slash, Sylveon, and Hydreigon is just really high. Very versatile, has a lot of different game plans that it can go for, but it basically has no synergy. Like, besides the obvious, right? So I have to rank it at number 7 on our list. So let's move to number 10 real quick. Number 10, we got Shikra. What the fuck is this? Shikra's team. Okay, this is another opinion that will put me on a fucking stake. Let's just talk about Shikra's team. Shikra's team is not bad. It doesn't look bad at all. Okay, where is it? Here we go. Okay, so Skep's team here. So, if you are if you're familiar with Gen 8 at all, then you will immediately see the most devious combo here. We got a combo with Dragapult and a Pokemon that uses a Dark move onto Arcanine with Justified. And that combo is, of course, Rowlet. Rowlet is a grass type with Sucker Punch and Shadow Sneak, which means it cannot be redirected by Rage Powder, and it can click Sucker Punch onto Arcanine to proc Justify, as well as Shadow Sneak onto Dragapult to activate the weakness policy, without fear of being redirected. Amazing! Wow, fucking incredible. This is an insane team, but like, okay, so obviously, Dragapult learns to beat up. It's the fastest beat up Pokemon in the game. It's a ghost type, cannot be faked out. It can beat up Arcanine, and Arcanine becomes a raid boss. Obvious, okay? Like that's really strong. This team has a really high power level. Immediately, you cannot really stop Dragapult at all, and Arcanine is just really hard to remove as well, and this thing can become a raid boss in one turn. This team is super scary, and that's not to mention the rest of the team. Like indeed, he's setting off the psychic terrain, stopping fake out and sucker punches onto Dragapult. That's really scary. Mamoswine is just a generically strong attacker. Being immune to Intimidate is obviously pretty huge. Weezing's shutting down abilities. Inteleon is also super scary. Yeah, and Inteleon and Rowlet can also go for pledges, right? So this thing can go for Water Pledge, and this thing can go for Grass Pledge. Admittedly, getting like a pledge move off of fucking Rowlet is not that great, but hey, it's speed control, which is funny, okay? It's at least kinda funny. And also Golisopod is the most chat Pokemon ever because you can do the coolest trick shot and the coolest tech ever, like going Protect one turn, switch to Golisopod, Golisopod takes damage, activates Emergency Exit, goes out, and goes to the Pokemon that just protected again, then click Protect. Basically letting it sit on the field for 3 turns to stall out something like, let's say, Tailwind or Trick. This Pokemon is really cool. I think like in the right hands, Emergency Exit can become like an absolutely excellent ability. I'm not joking. This ability is really interesting. So, why do I rank it so low? Let's just look at the team in here. I think it would like do my points a little bit more justice. Okay, here we go. So, right, this team has a really good speed spread here. 142 and 40 is probably the best speed spread in the entire league. But it doesn't have Tailwind. It has Trick Room, but it's on a frail Pokemon. This team doesn't really benefit from Trick Room all too much besides like some fringe Pokemon like Magnezone, right? Like you want to have a Trick Room setter that's a little bit more consistent, basically. And also the Pokemon that does learn Fake Out is a Pokemon with Psychic Surge. So there's a little bit of opportunity cost here for running either, right? So you either don't have Fake Out or you don't have Psychic Surge. And like the rest of the team is just like, they are good. There is synergy between these guys. Like, this is definitely a good team, but based on how I rank it, based on my criteria, this team is at 7.5. It is fundamentally quite lacking, okay? Like, it has Intimidate, it has Fake Out, it has Trick Room, sure, but fundamentally it's not that amazing. Power is obviously amazing. This team is super explosive. Very versatile team too, with a lot of different threats here and there. It's very hard to predict what is going to be brought, and the synergy is okay. We got, of course, Dragapult Arcanine, Rowlet with Dragapult and Arcanine, right? Indeedee with Dragapult, stuff like that. Not bad at all. Overall, not really bad. I think, you know, this point that I make here, I think it's kind of bullshit because like this just beat up and justify is definitely a coherent game plan, right? Like just beat the shit out of you is a coherent game plan. But I don't know, man. I really don't know. I just don't think it's that amazing. It just doesn't quite get there for me, right? It's definitely a good team, not quite there to reach the 8 point. And so we finally moved to the teams with 8 points, I think. I might be jinxing myself here. Is this 8 point? I don't remember. I don't remember who's at number 9, actually. Okay. Let's talk about the number 9 on my list. Okay, Gravy at 8 points. So, Gravy drafted a really interesting team here. Let's look at this real quick. Basically, the team is kinda just jack of all trades, right? It can do so many fucking different things. So, obvious thing out of the way, Cinderace is kinda fucking the protagonist of this meta. This is pre-nerf Libero. This thing has a really amazing stat spread, and with like all of its support, this thing can probably like 1v1 anything in the meta decently well, right? It's a good ass Pokemon. And the good ass Pokemon is supported by a very versatile backline here. So let's talk about some obvious stuff out of the way. We got Slowbro and a bunch of slow Pokemon. I think let's just talk in here so that we can see the stats spread a little bit. So we got like a bunch of super slow Pokemon that plays really well into Trick Room, right? That's really nice. Drifblim doesn't learn Trick Room in this manner, but it does learn Tailwind, which is good. I don't know if there's any easy way that this team has to trigger like a Seed or Weakness Policy. Not really, I don't think. But this Pokemon is pretty interesting. Like just super bulky, Ghost type with Tailwind, can like boost itself with Unburdened, like a really scary Pokemon for sure, right? And then we got Kunny. Kunny is the second pick for Gravy, and it has Beat Up and like just a bunch of utility moves. It's a Pricer Pokemon for 3 Rashid, really nice. But obviously the like standout thing here, I mentioned this before, every fucking like nearly half the fucking league drafted a Pokemon with Beat Up and a Pokemon with Justified. And here is, I think, this team's scariest fucking like strategy, which is BDSM Cobalion. With Justified, Cobalion is just, okay, Cobalion is just a really fucking bulky Pokemon, so it can play a really good fundamental focused game where it just sits there, sets up, or just deals damage. Really solid Pokemon all around. But with Zoroark, Zoroark can use a Beat Up on Cobalion, giving it multiple Justified boosts, and immediately this like consistency king becomes a sweeper in of itself. It's very similar to Arcanine, really good. And Zoroark is also super scary because of Illusion. Like with Illusion, you don't fucking know if the partner is a Zoroark or not. You always have to doubt yourself, because if it's a Zoroark and you don't deal with it immediately, you risk this thing just running away with game. But let's say if it's like disguising as a Drifblim, then if you fake out into that, obviously that's really bad, right? If you taunt into, like let's say the Connie, trying to stop it from doing some weird shit, then obviously it's gonna just beat up the Cobalion. If you try to attack it and it's faster than you, then Cobalion still gets the boost. It's super scary. And if you go and attack this, hoping to kill it before it can attack the Cobalion, what if it's the Slowbro, bro? What if it's actually the Slowbro and just click fucking Trick Room? Like then you're kinda just fucked, right? Like it's so scary. Beat Up in Zoroark and Cobalion is so fucking scary. Or at least it would be scary if bro actually fucking learns Beat Up. Yeah, it does not learn Beat Up. Okay, so that's really funny. I did not think this thing doesn't learn Beat Up at all. I thought like, oh yeah, that's really genius actually. But this thing just does not, man. It does not. I mean, using raw Dark Move onto Cobalion is still not the worst thing in the world. It's pretty bad. Yeah, okay. Like, if Zoroark and Cobalion works together as well as I, gaslighted you into thinking it did, then I think the team just jumps straight to like 8.5 or 9 because the Beat Up strategy just becomes so much more powerful. But as it stands, this is a team with a lot of versatility here, a lot of fundamental tools, and like just multiple different like game plans that it can fall back on. And Cinderace is just the master of all trades here. But as a whole, it's just kinda okay, right? Oh, kinda okay. Fundamental, pretty okay at 2.0. Versatility, pretty nice at 2.0. Synergy is fine. There's quite a few synergies here, but it's fine. And the power level is potentially very high. If not for BDSM Cobalion, then at least the Cinderace is huge. Like, it's a really polarizing team is the thing. Because, like, you have to prepare for either Cobalion or Cinderace or a extremely slow Trick Room mode. Like, it's super scary to deal with. But in the end, it just does either strategy kinda well and doesn't really excel at it, which makes it a good-ass team that isn't too crazy. And I mean, that's still great, right? And so at number 8 on our list is Deevee's team. So Deevee has a really interesting team. Initially, he drafted a more Trick Room-centric team, but switched it to a very interesting draft here. This is a Sand Rain hybrid team with Savali as its heart, I would say. So Deevee as like for those who followed my ESDL videos, you would know Deevee as the fucking chef. He just cooks so hard for a lot of Pokemon, and Savali is basically Arceus if it's fucking legal. This Pokemon is so crazy. It can be any typing, it learns a bajillion different moves, it hits super hard with multi-strike. Like this multi-strike? No, multi-attack. What am I talking about? Yeah, this Pokemon is good. The stat being like so well spreaded means that like Deevee can just adjust it to his liking. This is a good ass Pokemon. And then the rest of the team are also just pretty interesting. We got like the Sand mode and T-Tar Excadrill, but also a potential Rain mode to Ludicolo, Gudra with Hydration as well, very interesting. Toxicroak, Togetic is one of the few redirectors in the game. This Pokemon is pretty good. Yeah, 9 points for this, really nice. And the reason why I only rank it at 8, even though it's so fucking versatile, so fucking scary, is because, let's move here, let's look at this, because Gen 8 is weird as fuck, basically. So, this team has no Tailwind, no Trick Room, there's only Redirection and Fake Out, also no Intimidate. Like at that, it's not that bad, okay? It's not that bad. There's still like ways to increase your speed. There's still some speed control to roll them. A lot of these Pokemon just gain a lot of speed in weather. Like obviously that means they are dependent on the weather to work and to be really fast, but hey, not bad. At least there's speed options. Overall, the team is decently powerful, very versatile, that's for sure. But it does feel a lot more even, more balanced, right? More nice, more calm. Yeah, more. I don't know what I'm talking about here. It just feels nice. It just feels like a fine team. Fundamentally, kind of lacking a bit. I still put it at 1.5 because Follow Me in Fake Out is just so fundamentally good. Power is okay. There's not really a Pokemon that can sweep here real quickly here. Poltergeist does not count. Versatility and synergy is through the roof though. Very nice. Like, also playing Weather Team in a Dynamax meta is also just kind of scary, you know, because like you can easily be, the weather can so easily reset, right? It's really hard, and especially if you're playing like a speed Pokemon in weather, like for example Excadrill, because even if you Dynamax the Excadrill and let it use something like Max Rockfall to summon the Sandstorm again, because you're so fast, the opposing Dynamax Pokemon can just move after you and just reset that shit, right? So it's not great to play a hard weather team in a Dynamax meta. But this is not a hard weather team, this is a team with a lot of weather options and some of the most versatile Pokemon in the game. In Savali, Gudra, and like friends. Okay, I don't really have much more. God damn it, second time. I don't really have much more to say. Let's just move on to the next team real quick. So at number 7, okay, at number 7, this is the turning. This after this team is the turning point. Top 6 are the truly scary teams here. At number 7 is me. Huh? Okay. So, I'll just say it right now. This is outdated as fuck. Because this is my ranking before I made drastic changes to my team. So, let's just look at here real quick. This is my team. This is my team before the changes, right? Some context. I got sniped 7 times in this league. It's ridiculous. Like, I wanted Torkoal, I got sniped from Torkoal. I wanted Hydreigon, I wanted Rotom Heat. Sena snatched both in my sleep. Like, I could not recover, bro. I was so distressed. I was calling names, I was like swearing oaths. I was making sure that everyone is going to pay for fucking trying to play the game. And I managed to get this team. It's not bad. I like it a lot. I think, as you can see here, I rank it as at 8. A Trick Room centric team with some really scary gimmicks. And yeah, the gimmicks are definitely scary on this team, right? Like, so let's just quickly talk about this team real quick. Because in the end, I only traded these 5 away, so these 5 are still relevant. This team has Alchemy and Swooband as a combo. Simple and Decorate is just crazy, making this thing super fucking scary. And Rhyperior is really good at drawing electric moves away. Porygon is just a really consistent Pokemon. And I can play some kinda like, not really Tail Room, but I guess Weather Room team, where I can have a Trick Room setter in Rhyperior, play the front, Rhyperior set up the Sandstorm to max Rockfall, and after Trick Room ends, I can summon Dracozold, who with Sand Rush can just start sweeping. Dracozold is really cool. I fucking love the Fossil Pokemons, by the way. They are so good. I mean, this team is fine. This team is pretty good. Like, obviously this is not my team now, because this is my team now. I would like you to say hello to probably my best drafted team ever. Okay, I love this team so much, man. I don't actually... Okay, you know what? Let's just, start ranking the teams as we go, because clearly this is not how the team is anymore. Let's see how it works. Let's just rank it in real time, why not? Okay, so this team, in terms of typing, is a little bit more sus because I got a lot of overlap in fairies, right? I mean, overlap in fairies is the best thing that you could get, and the second best thing you could get, right? If you want to overlap at something, it better be fucking fairies, bro. And okay, so this team has a lot of different tools. It has Tailwind to Whimsicott, Fake Out to Grimmsnarl, a bunch of Trick Room mons, and yes, you're seeing this right. Fucking Klinklang can use Trick Room, Jellicent can use Trick Room, so if I really want to play into the Trick Room, you are kind of fucked. So this team can really play into the Trick Room. So fundamentally, I would say, okay, no Intimidate, no Redirection, it does have Tailwind, Trick Room, Fake Out. I'd say that's a solid 1.5. Right, that's not bad. It does have tools going on. I could say it's like nearing 2. Definitely more close to 2 than a lot of the other teams, but yeah, okay. Let's move on to power. So this team has a lot of power going on. I have already explained these 5, I'm not gonna go over them that much again, but so let's just talk about my favorite combo in the fucking entire meta, Toxtricity and Klinklang. Okay, so obviously, Toxtricity is a really good attacker, right? With a pretty funny attack and special attack stat, workable physical attack, and the ability Punk Rock, basically giving me the equivalent of a life orb boost onto sound loops, which is really good. Also, being a poison type means that this thing as a Dynamax can just kinda run away with games through Max Ooze, which is really nice, and this thing can click, of course, what's it called? Sludge Wave next to Klinklang, which is really nice. But that's not all. That's not all at all. Klinklang here is a really good Pokemon for 3 points. This thing is only 3 points, bro, and this thing has great stats, access to Trick Room, Shift Gear so that it can sweep, very bulky in the physical side as well. Like, it's just a really solid Pokemon. Clear Body is also great in the Dynamax meta, and it has the ability plus and minus. Same with Toxtricity. What this ability does is it gives both of these guys the equivalent of a Choice Specs boost, the equivalent of a +1 special attack, which is huge for Toxtricity and allows Klinklang to actually work as a special attacker, which is really funny. Okay, that's pretty funny already. But Klinklang also learns this move that nobody fucking uses, called Gear Up, bitch. Gear Up, only Klinklang learns it, and what it does, it raises the fucking attack and special attack of allies with plus and minus by 1. Allies, as in both of them. Both Toxtricity and Klinklang will get a +1 to both of their stats if they have plus and minus, which is so fucking funny. Basically, I can use Clang with 90 speed, so it's not slow at all, right, to boost toxicity. It gets +2 on turn 1, on top of stuff like Life Orb or Choice Specs. It allows me to do some crazy shit, like one-shotting Lapras. Not like, okay, one-shotting Lapras, okay, it's a water type, of course you one-shot it, but like, I'm talking about Gigantamax Lapras, dude. Doubled HP and the bulk of Lapras still gets killed by this. I also start one-shotting shit like Incineroar. Ridiculous! And for 11 points! These two for 11 points! It's so good! I love this so much. And that's not fucking all. Okay, that's not all. You wish it was all, but it's not. Because Scolipede with Speed Boost can now pass Speed Boost and substitute to Swoobat. Once again, has Simple, like in, okay, sure, the Speed Boost doesn't get doubled thanks to Simple, but it adds to the sport power of this thing. So it's really scary, and the substitute lets this thing set up a nasty plot, right? Very scary stuff. And also, this is the second fastest Bulldoze user in the meta, meaning I can use Bulldoze and activate the weakness policy on Clang, and since it's clear body, I get speed control. Clang gets double stats, not drop its speed and just start sweeping immediately. And also Rhyperior. Rhyperior is just a super bulky, super strong Pokemon. Activate the weakness policy, this thing just starts sweeping, bro. This team is scary as fuck. And that's not to mention the fact that I drafted 2 fairy prankster Pokemon. Like, these two are both enablers, both supporters, but the way they support are very different. Whimsicott is an offensive supporter. It pushes the team offensively, right? With Fake Tears, Tailwind, Trick Room, it gets speed control. It encores to punish defensive plays. Like, this Pokemon is very disruptive, makes my offense a lot scarier, and Grimmsnarl gives the team a lot more breathing room with Fake Out, Screens, and Trick, right? Like, just gives the team a lot more utility and options to get out of bad situations. These two are really good. But dude, these 3 just add so fucking much to this team. Oh, I love this so much. Okay, let's actually start ranking this team right now. Power. I initially wanted to be a little, humble about this, but motherfucker, if you start one-shotting Gigantamax Pokemon, like, dude, versatility. So in terms of versatility, this team is pretty versatile. It can play Trick Room, it can play Setup, it can play Screens, it can play Tailwind, it can like have multiple setup options, it can sweep with Water Spout Jellicent. I didn't even talk about Jellicent, but this thing is crazy. It has Water Spout, really fucking good bulk, super consistent Trick Room setter. Like and synergy. Oh, should I? Because I'll creamy synergize with this, and this synergize with this, and this synergize with this, and like, Jesus fucking Christ. I'm kind of inclined to give this thing a 2.5, which means this team now is 9 points. You know what? That's pretty good. That's pretty fucking good. Such a good team. This is so fun. Like, it's probably not my best draft, right? I have more drafts that are more consistent, less gimmicky. This one is definitely very gimmicky, and a lot of these like little gimmicks are kind of just shut down by something like a wheezing, right? It just gets shut down by wheezing, right? I got a lot of Pokemon that really relies on their abilities to be good. But like, damn, look at this shit, bro. It's so fun. This is probably my favorite team I've ever made. And that's after all the sniping. Like, honestly, all the sniping has been a blessing in disguise because it makes me really look into the gutters and just actually super cook with this, which is really fun, which has been so fucking fun. So good. Okay, now let's move on to the next team. I'm gonna move my team a little later here. I'm just gonna write this as to basically rank it a little later. Let's move on to the next team. At 8.5, I rank Miklos team here. So, Miklos team is my least favorite team of the entire draft. Not because it's bad, but because it's so fucking good in such a dumb fucking way. Yeah, Jesus Christ, look at this. Ew, so disgusting. Jesus. We got, of course, the king of EGC and Incineroar just control the pace so well. Lapras. Gigantamax Lapras. Gigantamax move basically set up Aurora Veil without the need of hail. One turn, you just set up Aurora Veil. Like, so annoying, and this insane stats rate. 130 HP, that is double the Dynamax. 80 and 95 special, 80 defense, 95 special defense. Crazy. And this thing can like use the weakness policy to boost its special attack to actually like dizzying heights. This thing can be a consistent attacker, it can be a sweeper, and regardless of what you do, it just makes this team so much harder to kill. Amoonguss with Redirection and Spore, you always have to prep for this thing. It's not hard to prep for this thing, but you always have to. If you don't, it just manstores you, and it just manstores you. You can't do anything against this. Like, what the fuck? Okay, like, obviously you can do something against this, but this thing was so good. It's so good. Komodo with one turn can potentially kill your entire team if it's not for its like huge fairy weakness and like the general bulkiness of the the Dynamax meta. Then this thing would have been an actual monster. This Pokemon is crazy. Gothitelle to trap, and the reason why you want to trap with this thing is fucking because Lapras has Perish Song. Oh my god, dude. We got some pretty good attackers as well. Lycanroc is real nice as a generic attacker. Sandaconda is fucking scary because this thing has a, like, as you can say, it's a G-Max Pokemon. Its G-Max move is essentially Sand Tomb globally, right? You set up Sand Tomb on both of the opponent's Pokemon if you land it. So you cannot switch. You just cannot switch unless you use a Shed Tail, unless you have a flying type. You cannot switch unless you have a ghost type. You just cannot switch. Which, once again, goes hand in hand with trapping, with intimidate, with spore, with setup, with Parasol. Damn, bro. Galvantula is also really scary for 4 points to get a really strong Pokemon with Unnerve as well. Very fast, like with very accurate thunders. Scary ass Pokemon. Corsola has fucking... Oh, it doesn't have Perish Body actually. If it does have Perish Body, that would have been super fucking funny. But still, it's a very bulky like ghost type. So it's an option that you can use to be immune to Brick Breaks to break the screens, right? It's also just gonna Strength Sap, Will-O-Wisp, just control the pace super well with Haze, good ass Pokemon, and Milk Tank is his fucking favorite Pokemon on the team. Like, Miklos and I basically like operate on a pretty similar wavelength, where we just love our weird dipshit Pokemon, and Milk Tank has been really fun for him. Like, it can do weird ass shit, like Surf to heal Lapras because of Water Absorb, which is really funny. I mean, it can theoretically also activate, yeah. He had weakness policy on our game and was hoping to let Miltank activate that and let this thing sweep. That's so cool. And it's just super fast, super bulky, has really good abilities, all things considered. Like, this Pokemon is fucking excellent. This team is so good. I don't remember why I ranked it at 8.5. This seems like a 9 points to me. Okay, so let's just look at the team in actuality. Motherfucker. Where is it? Where is it? I don't see it. Here it is. Okay. So, the reason why the fundamentals is only 2 is because it lacks Tailwind, it has Redirection, it does have Intimidate, it just kind of lacks the Tailwind, right? It lacks the positive speed control. It doesn't have a flying Pokemon to match Airstream as well, which is why it's 2.0, which is still very good. It still has Trick Room, Fake Out, Rage Powder, very good. power is 1.5 because yeah, this team lacks a bit of burst, right? The strongest Pokemon that can burst on this team is Komoho after like 1 turn of setup. But like that 1 turn of setup is kind of critical, you know, considering that it's losing a lot of HP either with Belly Drum or with Clangorous Soul, and the opposing Pokemon is just double the bulk because of the Dynamax meta, and like this thing being deadly afraid of Max Airstream and this general fairy moves is not amazing, right? So it's only 1.5 in terms of power. Versatility and synergy is crazy though. Like this team can play so many different fucking game plans. Protect the Queen Como O, Perish Trap with Lapras, Perish Trap with Saturn Conda as the trapper. Like he's so funny. This team is good. Excellent fucking team. I had to fucking plan for days on end to even have a chance against this team, and even then in the match I had to get some like lead calls right. If I got lead calls wrong, then it would have been so much closer. And also just me being more experienced with this meta allows me to you know, just push him over the edge and win. But once he gets experience with this fucking team, right, I feel like this is probably the most annoying team to possibly face in this fucking game, in this fucking league, entire league. It's so annoying, man. Oh, I hate it so much. Fuck you, Miklos. Fuck you. Okay, let's move on to number 5 on our list, IMAP at 8.5. So IMAP is someone that IMAP is someone that I invited into the server. He's a good friend of mine, and like as all good friends should, he also got sniped just like me. Thanks, man. You make me feel a lot less bad about myself. So, okay, take 2. Fucking a lot of things happen between like when I initially did this recording and now. But basically, okay, let's talk about IMAP's team real quick. So IMAP's team is quite interesting. Okay. Looking at this, you might be asking, why is this ranked higher than so many good teams, right? Like, it has so many overlaps of like grass type, steel type, psychic type. It just overlaps so much. But honestly, like, it's pretty well balanced, all things considered. Like, yeah, it has a really bad weakness against fire, but dude, Colossal and Prelude are some of the best counters to fire you could ever ask for. And like the speed tier is great. The fact that the team has Trick Room and so many fake outs is great. Like, this seems not bad at all. So let's just talk about my bro IMAP a bit. So I invited him to our server. He's a friend of mine. We played Draft League once before. Good guy, good ass guy. Okay, and like any good friends, he seeing me get sniped, he also got Omega fucking sniped. So he wanted like Indeedee Mail to support his Alakazam and just generally have a, you know, Pokemon that's fucking good. But obviously he failed. He also wanted a Noivern, which he also failed to get, and he basically went on an incursion. He fucking became a snake oil salesman trying to get those two. Like, these is so funny because this is a good ass team. And it's so funny to think about the fact that these guys are kind of just shoo-ins for those two, right? It's kind of funny, kind of sad as well, but like, this is an excellent team. Like, look, he drafted the new combo of Colossal and Purina. Obviously, Colossal has Steam Engine and Weakness Policy, which Purina easily activates, right? Pretty good. And also, Lanoon is a really fast one-pointer with Surf, so you can easily activate that as well. Cannot be redirected either because it's fucking Surf. Really good. And then he drafted a fake out user, and then he drafted an anti-fake out user, and then he drafted a fake out user, and he drafted an anti-fake out user, and he also drafted a fake out user that can also be an anti-fake out user because it learns quick guard. I think it doesn't learn quick guard here. I wouldn't know. Does it learn quick guard here? Yeah, the fuck it does. Okay, that's really funny. So this team has quite a few combos going on. Obviously, Premier and Colossal but also like, you know, Berserker and Duran just boosting Steely Spirit. This thing becomes a huge fucking threat. Alakazam and Maelstrom, and Maelstrom can set up the Psychic Terrain for Alakazam to fucking just kill shit with. Like Newton with Colossal, Shinotic with Spore is just annoying as fuck. Like, pretty good team. This is a pretty good ass team. It's so funny how, despite being sniped so hard, and like we both ended with teams that overall are pretty good. We are pretty happy with our teams, which is nice. It's what draft is about, right? Improvisation, cooking with what we have. It's all fun, good and fun, right? So fundamentals at 2. Why 2 actually? Now that I think about it, this team really does not have 2, right? Like, it has a lot of Trick Room option, it has a lot of Fake Out, but it doesn't have Tailwind, doesn't have... Yeah, it doesn't have Rage Powder, because Shinotic doesn't have Rage Powder. Maybe I can cut this to 1.5. Feels bad though. Let's just move on to power. Like, obviously, with Weakness Policy Colossal, you just fucking sweep teams with this. It's really fucking scary. Really powerful Pokemon. Versatility is really high as well. Can play a lot of different games. Can play a fast game. Can play a Trick Room game. Really interesting. Has like a Berserker Duran mode as well. Really fun. And synergy, once again, like so much synergy. Fake Out, anti-fake out, fake out, anti-fake out, fake out, anti-fake out. That's so funny. Yeah, this is overall a pretty good team. Now that I think about it, the fundamentals are kind of not as good, right? Like, if I rank everyone else at like 1.5 or 2 for not having certain things, I think this team should also be punished for that. But like, even then, bro, it's fucking 3 Fake Out mons. It's 3 Fake Out mons. Also has Intimidate, so that's not bad. Yeah, I'm just gonna keep it here. I feel like it's pretty solid. Oh my god, what the fuck is Saren doing? Jesus. Give me 1 second, my brother. Jeez. Okay. Let's move to number 4. Number 4 on my list is Logan's team. So, where is it? There it is. The Kingdom of Slagunica. This is a really funny ReZero reference. Like, my dude just cooks so much with all the fucking with all the fucking banners, man. This team banner looks cool. The Darkest Day Draft League banner is also him drawing. It's also a reference to fucking Bleach, if I remember correctly. This dude's cooking. And this team is also kinda cooked. Like, personally, I don't love it as much as most Logan's team. Like, Logan is, to me, kinda the guy with all the craziest strategies, right? This dude always has some crazy fucking shit to spank my ass with. I basically have a 1-4 record against bro. Like, it's not even close. This dude spanks me so hard. But this team feels really good. But I don't really see too much synergy here. Okay, let's just talk about the team. This is simply a fundamentally really powerful team. With, of course, Togekiss being the fucking strongest Pokemon in the meta period. Like, dude, this thing is so fucking insane. Like, it is speed control, support, sweeper, bullshitter. Like, and notice how I didn't say or at all. This thing can just run Air Slash and it can just fucking... like, this thing is so ridiculous. It can just run Air Slash and follow me and put a weakness policy on it, and that's all it needs to fucking succeed. It does all of that with just those 2 moves and that 1 item. Like, could be a life or it could be a choice spec, I don't fucking care. This Pokemon is nuts. Like, even like, just speaking strictly on its fundamental tools, having speed control to max airstream is great. Follow me redirection is so rare in this meta. This thing is bulky as all fuck. And like, it's the patron saint of bullshit, okay? When you think of bullshit, you think of Togekiss, bro. So this motherfucker is just gonna cheese you half of the time. So good. And the rest of the team is also pretty nice as well. There's a lot of weird shit that's going on here. So obviously we got beat up on Weavile to support the Terrakion. We got a Tailwind mode, and we got a Tailwind option. Not really that it matters with Togekiss, you would want to do this most of the time anyway, but I guess if you really want to make Terrakion your win condition, you can go for Fletchinder Speed Control, beat up Weavile on Terrakion, Speed Control through Tailwind and Trick Room. The team has Fake Out, Redirection. Does it have Intimidate? Not, it doesn't, but still, this is very good fundamentals. And the typing is also fine, Speed tier is great. Like, yeah, this team is looking pretty good. Like, the reason why it's 8.5, right, is because the synergy is kinda all over the place. Of course, there's some going on here, but this is kinda a Sena situation where a lot of these guys are like eating lunch alone. But honestly, there's a lot of stuff that do work well together. Like Weavile Terrakion is obvious. I can't really think of anything else. It's just that these Pokemon are just good, man. These are good fucking Pokemon. And that's why this team is strong, because this team has good fucking Pokemon. It's not about gimmicks, it's not really here to be too flashy. It's just a bunch of Pokemon that are really fucking nice, that works really well with each other. And of course, Sliggoo is, is the protagonist of this team, because why not? Like, yeah, good ass team with high fundamentals, a lot of power in Terrakion. Terrakion, I think, is like, I mean, it's pretty obvious that it's the single strongest justified beat up Pokemon in the entire meta. Pretty fucking good, probably in the entire game, period. High versatility, the synergy is not as high, but still, like, damn, 8.5, really good. This is a jack of all trades draft with the option to just nuke your ass with Terrakion. Really good. And I'm just gonna move my team quickly right here, because this is the turning point. This is, from this point on, every single team is ranked at least a 9. A team that is ranked 9 using my ranking criteria is a really fucking good team, okay? Absolutely excellent. And funnily enough, 2 of these teams are ranked at number 11 and number 10 respectively in the overall power ranking. And guess which one got ranked at fucking 12? So funny. Okay, let's move on to number 3. The team that is ranked as 10 in the power ranking, one of the best teams in the entire league. We got Wyrmi's team. So Wyrmi is really interesting. Wyrmi has a really interesting team going on. Let's just go here and take a good look. Dude, Drakion is such a beautiful fucking sight, man. It's incredible. There we go. Okay, so Wyrmi got this incredible fucking team, okay, with support galore. Dude, Deevee, Mimikyu, Crook, Tailwind, Noivern, fucking Fake Out, Rage Powder, Fake Out again, clear screens. Like, damn. All of these Pokemon can pull their own weight, but like they are also just excellent supporter for a Protect the King style with Blastoise. Blastoise G-Max, of course, having, like, you know, the absolutely broken G-Max move that does like 2.2, like, okay, basically it does a lot of shit. You know, that's all I need to say. It does so much fucking shit, and this Pokemon is so fucking bulky. It doesn't really have that much weaknesses, and like, it weaknesses gets redirected everywhere with Tangrowth and Deevee. It's just such a bulky fucking team, and like, there's just so much utility. Like, damn. And of course, Blastoise here is the ace. This is the star of the show. This team protects the Blastoise super well. It can water spout your ass. It can D-max kill your ass. It can also be a support in itself, which Fake Out itself, but also has Shell Smash. Like, dude, Shell Smash Blastoise is so fucking spooky, especially after one, you Dynamax and you just click the buttons. Like, how do you defend against that? No, how do you break through that? Because even at -1, like, this thing could have the White Herb for one, but also, like, just due to how bulky this fucking thing is, -1 doesn't really mean shit. And also, you can't fucking do anything about that, because Tangrowth just redirects, Togedemaru redirects electric moves, Indeedee as well, Intimidate to Crook. Like, fuck, man. I got interrupted again. Okay, so, like, I don't get it. Why did people rank this team so low when it just has all the tools it needs to succeed, right? And it's not like you know, it's not even obvious how she wins the game either, because like these guys can pull their own weight. Crook and Crocodile definitely can do so. Mimikyu can set up super easily. Like you also have expanding force Mr. Rhyme as an option. Like I don't get how people ranked it so low. It just seems like a fundamentally solid ass team. Like damn, I think this team is really excellent with like mostly 2 win conditions through Blastoise and Turtonator. Both are Shell Smashers. Really funny that she named her team the Shell Spaghetti as well. But yeah, this team's good. I think it's so good, man. Like okay, fundamental 2.5 has all the tools it needs to succeed. Versatility 2.5. It's so hard to predict what she's gonna do. Powers 2 because a lot of these guys require like a bit of setup, like Blastoise or Turtonator to be really strong, and Blastoise alone, even with Water Spout, doesn't quite reach the threshold of 2.5. And synergy is 2.5. Like a lot of these Pokemon are synergistic together, but like there's no truly broken combo, right? It's not really, there's no like combo that is obviously super fucking broken, but they're just good together. They're excellent together, right? Which is like not broken but absolutely excellent. Like how far can you go, man? This team is good, dude. Okay. And so, with that out of the way, we have now reached top 2. Top 2 is very interesting because this team is ranked number 10, by the way. The one team is ranked at number 11 in the draft league, and in the words of its creator, would have been number 12 if he had ranked my team ranked his team a little lower and mine a little higher, for example. And the other is the strongest team, and is the highest ranking team, right? So basically, the lowest ranking team and the highest ranking team are here. This is gonna be so funny. Okay, so at number 2, we got. okay. So this is, as you can see, 9 points with huge power, huge synergy. Basically, the opposite of Wyrmi's team, where it kind of in the inverse of Wyrmi's team, where it has a lot of power and the synergy are off the roof, but the fundamentals and versatility is not quite like perfect, right? This is an extremely explosive draft. This team is so fucking powerful. It's so scary with such polarizing strategies that it's hard to even imagine having a safe game plan against it, because I don't think you can. You either get screwed by Sun or you get screwed by Trick Room. This is an absolutely insanely scary team. I welcome you, the second strongest team in the draft, ChickenZ team. Okay, so ChickenZ team, as I said, is the highest ranked team in the entire league, and that's for a very good reason, because look at this, dude. This is very nice. So, obviously, we got Charizard, probably the single strongest Pokemon in the entire meta, with Torkoal, spooky as fuck, but also Torkoal with Trick Room, True Hatterene, or Oranguru. Dude, like, this team is so good. It has everything, my brother. Like, okay, Charizard and Dugtrio is such a interesting combo, because Charizard is obviously the nuker, right? It nukes so much, and it just scrapes out so much HP in such a short amount of time. And the way that you can probably like save your Pokemon is to switch in and switch out, right? To save your Pokemon from taking too much chip and save it after the Charizard has stopped being Dynamax. But Dugtrio does not allow that, and it results in a situation where Charizard can just click the buttons uncontested, and Dugtrio can trap you and click Earthquake. Like, it's so scary. Lilligant also super benefits from Sun, being super fast, and also it is a Quiver Dancer. This thing can either Sleep Powder you and cheese you, or Quiver Dance and sweep you. Corsola is a really strong Trick Room attacker next to Hatterene. Bisharp is at that really good middle ground where it is slightly slow enough for Trick Room and slightly fast enough for Tailwind from Sigilyph. Sigilyph can also set Trick Room if I remember correctly. Let me take a fucking look actually. I think it can. Yes, it fucking can. Like, damn, this team is scary. And obviously, Sun Trick Room, right? Perfect pair, like me and your mother. Like, it's so good. This team is excellent. The one thing it kinda lacks, I guess, is like, okay, fundamentals not quite there. There's no Intimidate, there's no Rage Powder, no Redirection. Still very good. It has Fake Out, it has multiple Trick Room mons, and like, it has a Weather as well. Like, damn, this is a good ass team. Like, yeah, that's all I can say. This is a fucking good ass team. And it's so trending because there's so many polarizing options here, right? Like, if you prep for Charizard, you might just get owned by Hatterene. Prep for Hatterene, you get owned by Charizard. And even then, that's ignoring, like, Bisharp, who really benefits with the high and really benefits from the Dynamax meta. Fucking, like, Logan, who can set up and kill. Sigilyph is also pretty strong as well. Like, this team is good. And Oranguru with Instruct can just make Torkoal become a Gigaton nuke, bro. This thing can Eruption twice in one turn, which is terrifying. Sometimes you just can't do anything about it. This is such a good team. Like, I think it's already pretty obvious why this team is ranked so highly. It is very deservingly the highest ranked team by the league, but it's not my highest ranked team because, like, as I said, with my criteria, it's lacking a bit of fundamentals and a bit of versatility, right? Basically, it only plays in Trick Room and in Sun, basically. It doesn't, I mean, like, actually, it does have a, yeah, you know what, 2.5. This team is 9.5. Yeah, I fucking boosted it up last minute, huh? Okay, so this team is good, baby. Good team. My highest ranked team is the 11th ranked team of the league. Also, potentially could have been the lowest ranked team if I made the changes earlier, then maybe my team would have been ranked a bit higher. And in that case, there's a pretty good argument that this team, the number one team right here, in my personal opinion, is going to be the worst ranked team by the league. I welcome to you, Butterducks team. Like, this fucking team is great, man. I don't understand why it's ranked so low. God. Okay, here it is. Alright, let's look at this. So, this is a pretty, looks like a pretty good draft overall, but why is it the best? Doesn't look like the best. Doesn't look like it have the best written on it or anything, right? It has some pretty good Pokemon like Gyarados and Volcarona and Porygon. They don't really work with each other that well though. Like, okay, Lucario is pretty good for his price point, Rhydon can help Gyarados, sure. But why is it ranked the highest? Why is it so good in my opinion? Let's quickly look at this here. Okay. So this team is like deceptively fucking synergistic with each other. It's so crazy because, first of all, it's so versatile in terms of what it can do to win, right? Gyarados is incredible in this meta because it has Moxie, meaning that this thing can sweep with max airstream, right? Because of Dynamax giving this thing max airstream, this thing becomes a fucking beast, right? It can actually use Flying Stab now and increase its speed, basically becoming a sweeper. Intimidate is always good. It's also just super fucking bulky, and paired with, why is Pincushion there? What the fuck? Huh? Get out of here, bro. What the fuck are you doing? Damn. Okay, so like, this Pokemon is great. I feel like a lot of people look down on Gyarados in this meta. This bro is crazy strong. I'm telling you that much. This thing is fucking insane. In Porygon Z, like, for 15 points, you get a fucking nuke of a mon. And with the once again, with Gigantamax, not Gigantamax, with Dynamax, this thing, it not only speed controls, but also deals massive damage as well. Like, I think Hyper Beam has like 180 power, boosted by adaptability, and Life Orb, and this thing being normal type, like damn bro, this thing just kills people. Good ass Pokemon. And once again, of course, there's some pretty interesting combos here, like Rhydon with Lightning Rod pertaining to Gyarados, letting it click Earthquake next to it as well, but also Moshana with Telepathy can let Rhydon click Earthquake next to it instead of Trick Room. There's a Trick Room option for this team with Abomasnow and Rhydon here, very interesting. But also, like Persian with Fur Coat and insane support moveset, right? It also has Beat Up for Lucario. Lucario is by itself a good ass Pokemon with Inner Focus, but with Justified, it suddenly can sweep. And Dracloak also have Beat Up, and this time it's immune to Fake Out, so it can do that as well. Volcarona is Pokemon that can support. It can Rage Powder, just raw attacks away, very good, but it could also sweep with Quiver Dance. Corviknight is a super fucking bulky Pokemon that can also sweep in this meta because the max Steel Spike raises its defense, and eventually it can just boost so much defense that it just becomes unkillable and kills everyone with Body Press. It also is just a generically good mon. Like, this is why this team is so good. Everyone is good at something, but also have a certain trick up their sleeves. Like, it feels like this team is drafted so excellently to maximize the amount of bullshit that everyone can do. Like, damn, bro. I don't understand how this team is ranked so low when this team can sweep with Lucario, like Rhydon can sweep with Moshana, Gyarados can run away with the game, with the fucking game, Porygon as well, Volcarona, fucking Dracloak for 1 point is insane for this team. Like, it's good. I don't understand how it's ranked so low. It has fucking everything. It has Tailwind, it has Trick Room, it has Fake Out, it does Tap Redirection, it has Intimidate, its fundamentals is perfect. Its power is just likely not quite, there to be 2.5, but like, that's arguable, right? No, fuck you. Like, if I rank every team with Beat Up as 2.5 in power because it can sweep, this team also deserves a 2.5 because it can fucking sweep. Dude, this team is perfect. Like, versatility, look at this. What do you think will come into your team, right? Like, look at this. Look at how many options he could have into your team. Like, synergy is, well, what do you mean this team is ranked 11? What do you mean? I don't understand. This team is so fucking good. Like, it's so good. This, like, Butter is just a really good player and an incredible drafter. This team is great. This team really showcased this dude as, like, one of the ghosts of the server, dude. Like, it's such a good team. It's so fucking weird. Wow, okay. Like, I don't get it, man. How is this team at number 11? This is a 10 out of 10 team. It's an actual master of all draft with so many win conditions. It's great. Like, yeah, this fucking league is pretty interesting. Like, especially with how everyone just has, like, at least how I have such a different opinion compared to everyone, right? It's really, really interesting. Overall, right? This being a completely new league, a lot of people are unfamiliar with what a lot of the Pokemon does, very unfamiliar with what a lot of the mechanics do, right? Like, lots of them, like for example, Miklos, despite having a really good team, had to also contend with the fact that he has to slowly wrestle and get used to his team and as well as the meta as a whole, right? Which makes this very interesting. Especially since this is a conference as well. This is such a, unforgiving fucking, like, league because you only have 5 weeks to prove yourself. If you, like, sure, top 4 out of 6 is pretty good, but like, the chance of you, like, between having to learn a new meta and having so little weeks to actually learn, it's kind of brutal, right? And like, everyone here is also really good. So this is gonna be very interesting. I personally find this league to be very exciting, perhaps more exciting than ESDL. The ESDL has the more stacked lineup. We got multiple champions there, right? But this one is definitely the most interesting, with just how many little tricks that are hidden from a lot of us. And I say all of this, and to be honest, I'm not that used to this meta. Like, sure, I fucking cooked like in the first week, but who knows, I could get reverse cooked, dude. Like, it's so interesting. This is such a good meta. Like, Gen 8 is just a really cool meta for cooking, right? I feel, because like with Dynamax, you just have so many options. Like, yeah, sure. I mean, okay, I think I get it a little bit now, because if Butterducks team doesn't get access to Dynamax, then it is not crazy strong, right? It's just a combination of a lot of Pokemon that are good with each other, right? But with Dynamax, stuff like Gyarados and Corviknight just becomes like a whole tier higher. Like, this is a good ass fucking league, okay? I'm very excited for it. I'm really interested with it, and I will probably be covering it just like how I do ESDL. So with that said, thank you for watching. Let me know what you think about my opinions, what you think about each teams. And I also don't have an outro. Man, I fucking suck at this, huh?